Hi y'all, Hannah's here helping me. She's videoing.
Hi.
I know you had questions about your assignment last week and why you normally all A students didn't get all A's on your Ecogram, and I wanted to, your Ecomap, and I wanted to go back over that with you a little bit. I was going to do it in class next week, but we have a guest speaker coming, and so I just thought I would give you a heads up and explain a little bit and give you the opportunity to update those and send them back to me. I'll open up a new assignment portal under assignments on Blackboard so you can resubmit those if you want. Let me tell you what everybody did wrong, except for maybe one person. Everybody kind of missed this. I know that back last year, you all learned how to do Ecomaps, and you did it with you being the center. But remember, our class is meso practice, and we're talking about working with families. So you are not the center of the universe. Don't tell anybody that. I don't want y'all to get upset, but you are not the center. One person, you'll know who you are, even sent me a picture of himself being the center of the universe. You're not the center. So let's try again. In your inner circle, we ask you to put the family. Now, last semester when you were doing these, you were talking about working with an individual, and that individual was the center of the universe. In our world, working with families, the family system, however they identify themselves, is the center of the universe, not the individual. So what we have, Hannah, can I use you as an example?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hannah, who lives in your house?
My mom and me.
And you?
Yeah.
Anybody else? You just nobody moves in and out? Just you pretty
Yeah.
much. Okay. So we are gonna make Hannah and her mama. We can give them a big smile. I'm not sure. Let's redo these. Hannah and her mama are the inner circle, okay? And we're gonna say Hannah and Mom have a really good relationship, and I think that's pretty true. They're sharing food, they're sharing a car, they're doing everything together. You know, they're not fighting, they're not fussing, they have a good relationship. If they had a kind of stressful relationship, remember we'd put little dots and make it a dotted line. If it was really a bad, rough relationship, we'd put a jagged line in here like a railroad track to indicate that. But they have a good relationship. So this is the center of the universe, not Hannah. We're not going to put her smiling little face here. We're just going to put Hannah and her mom. And so when I ask you to put six agencies, organizations, groups that impact this family unit, I don't want just Hannah's work, Hannah's school, Hannah's boyfriend, Hannah's whatever it is that she has out here in her inner circle. Those are important. So we're going to put out here MSU. And Hannah might have a horrible relationship with MSU. She's fussing and fighting. You know, that's not true. But if she did, then we might put a jagged line there. Now, Mama is working, and she has her job, and you can identify that job if you want. You could not, you know, however you want. I would probably identify it and say she works at the hospital or wherever it is she works. So we do that, and she has a really good relationship. They're good to her. She works hard. Everybody's good to each other. Now, what other organizations or agencies might impact them? Well, Hannah and her mom both attend Holy Family Church together, and that's real important to them. I'm making all this up. This is all BS, but it's an example for you. So we'll put Holy Family over here. And then we've got a line from Mom, and Mom gets along really well. She and this priest are tight. She loves her church and stuff. And Hannah also goes regularly. But you know, Hannah's a little stressed out by the church. She's not sure that she agrees with everything there. She doesn't feel supported. Maybe she feels judged. They don't like people with red hair. Not true. We know that's not true. But say it was how she would feel them. We might put some lines indicating a stressful relationship between her and the church, right? What other organizations or agencies? Maybe Mom is in grief therapy at hospice. So if that were true, hospice grief therapy. And this is something that only Mom's doing. And it's stressful for her, but it's helpful for her at the same time. So we can put a dotted line, and she's going to see this grief therapist regularly while she adjusts to something that's going on in her life. And so you can imagine how many circles. Maybe they have an extended family that they're both involved with, that this extended family, the ones that they see and are really involved in, if they live in New Mexico and you send them a Christmas card once a year, you probably don't want to worry about putting them on your Ecomap. But if there are people you see on holidays and once a month for dinner or whatever, you can put them there. And then sometimes those extended family can be very stressful. What if several members of the extended family, and you could list who you're talking about, G-Mom and G-Daddy and whoever, Uncle George, but what if there's a lot of problems there and so they depend on you? Well, that could be really jagged. Now, maybe it's Hannah that they call for help all the time. We're going to make that a jagged line. And they never give a whole lot back to Hannah, but every time she's out, every time she's studying, they call and they need something. They're really needy people. Uncle George got locked up in jail, or gee, Mommy doesn't feel good, or whatever it is. So that could be a really difficult relationship that she doesn't feel like she's getting along out of and is really stressing her out. But maybe Mom has maybe a little stress with it, but they don't depend on her like they do Hannah. So that's how you would indicate that. Now, some of these lines could be backwards. They don't have to be, but they could be. For instance, the extended family may have no problems with Hannah. So while Hannah is feeling really stressed out by the extended family, maybe they don't even realize that, and they feel really positive about Hannah. So they feel like that they're getting along fine with her. So you could even have double lines on some of these. But the big problem that we saw was that you made yourselves the center of the universe. Your client, in this case, when you're working with families, even if your agency needs it to bill Medicaid or to bill Blue Cross, an identified person who's sick, diagnoses seem to go along with being sick, don't they? Your client system is this family. Now, it may come up that Hannah's having some really other major problems individually outside the family, and you refer her to an individual therapist. You wouldn't go with her, you'd refer her. And then you could redo a whole Ecomap with Hannah being the center of the universe. Does that make sense? All right, work on revising those. I'll open that up and I'll give you, till not this coming Wednesday, maybe the Sunday after this Wednesday, whatever it is. I'll sit down, I'll send out a note, so you'll know that. So if you're watching this, go revise this and I'll revise your grade. Bye. Thanks, Hannah.